What's happening, duelists? Synchro Menace here. I've got another deck profile for you. This deck, I didn't really know what to make of it when I first heard of it. And I wasn't the first person here at Locals to play it. But the concept of it seemed pretty interesting. So I went and picked up what I could get. And it was kind of pricey at first, but I didn't really care. And I'm glad I did. There was one other person here playing it. And until then, it was just me and that other person. And then he went to another deck, and I just kept going with this one, and I added an engine known as Artifacts. And then this deck just took off, and it's really fun. I still like it. I still enjoy it. It's more of a grind style deck, so if you like combo decks, this probably wouldn't be the deck for you. But it's been one heck of a ride learning how to Hakai everything at just the right time to optimize. But if you haven't figured out what the deck is, we're talking Unchained Artifacts. So first, I've got a playset of, in my opinion, the best card in the archetype, Sarama. Then a playset of the Water Twin, Yugioh. Then 2 copies of the Fire Twin, Aruha. 2 copies of the big 3K beater, and 2 copies of the big 3K wall. As for the spells and traps, you need to run a playset of this card, Prison. It searches everything in the archetype. Run a playset. A playset of Escape to destroy stuff, and just 2 copies of Chamber to summon stuff. Now for the artifact engine, I really only run 2 artifacts, and that's 2 copies of Moraltalk and 1 copy of Scythe. I might add 1 copy of each. I know I have at least 1 copy of each in the side deck. As for the artifact spells and traps, I run 2 copies of Ignition and a playset of Sanctum. Now for the supporting characters in this cast, we've got 1 Phoenix Rhino Warrior, 1 Dark Spirit of Malice, and 1 Dark Spirit of Banishment. Now for the spells and traps. Well, there's only 1 spell, and that's Double Supply Squad. Now for the traps, we've got 2 copies of Trap Trick, 2 copies of Power Sync Stone. My locals, people hate this card. It's become synonymous with me. They can't stand it. A playset of Lost Wind, which is essentially 2 playsets, and a playset of Crackdown. Now for the extra deck. 2 copies of Unchained Souls of Rage, 2 copies of Souls of Anguish, and 1 copy of Unchained Abomination. 2 copies of the artifact Link Dagda. 1 copy of Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. 1 copy of Shadow Lich. I might take him out. I've never actually summoned him, but I've played him in decks in the past, and his effect is kind of cool. 1 copy of Pleiades. 1 copy of Dengirsu. If you run a deck that can summon a rank 8, you need to run at least 1 copy of this card. If for nothing else than to get rid of Dragoon. 1 copy of Hope Harbinger. one copy of Cherubini, one copy of Nightmare Unicorn, and one copy of Topologic Bomber Dragon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the profile for my Unchained artifacts. I've been playing this deck for about maybe a little under a year. This deck is pretty fun. I like grind style decks because I'm a more traditional duelist. I don't really like all these break my board combo style decks that are everywhere now. It's just really not my style. I prefer games where, you know, my opponent actually has the chance to play Yugioh. So I kind of favor more grindier decks, and I don't know, I think it's more fair that way, and if it's more fair, it's more fun. That's just common sense to me. But let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe you'll try the deck out and you'll like it too. Alright, that's it for this profile. Synchro Menace is out.